Good day, Spartans. Happy Wednesday, May 24th. Again, as I explained earlier this week and last week, I am out of the building today, so we will be meeting by video. I'm going to talk briefly about the processes of socialization, and then you have the rest of the week to watch the movie The Shawshank Redemption and complete the attached video guide for the next time that we meet, which will be on May 30th. May 30th will be the last time, will be the next time that we meet. We meet next Tuesday the 30th, and then June 1st, Thursday, June 4th. I will be available on Friday morning. We do not have a meeting scheduled for that day. That is an early release day, so you guys are working asynchronously, thus watching the video. But I will be available since I've been gone for 2 days this week. I will be available from 9:30 to 9:55 a.m. The meeting link will be, published with you again. So if there is something that you need to discuss prior to the weekend or prior to when we meet again on Tuesday, May 30th, we can do so at that time between 9:30 and 9:55. It's a bit of a longer movie, so I'm giving you plenty of time to watch this document again. We'll check in on the 30th, next Tuesday. We'll see how things are going. I'll kind of explain the last week of school, tell you when your final is. That following Thursday, June 1st, we'll do a quick review, kind of touch on anything that you may want to discuss since I've been gone for our assigned meeting times due to golf. But then we'll do our final. You'll have the option to take your final on the following. You can either take it on June 1st or June 2nd. I know many of you are seniors, so you'll probably want to wrap those things up prior to June 2nd. But we can, again, touch base, confirm everything, make sure we're all on the same page, and we've got our T's crossed and I's dotted before the end of the school year. Let's get into processes of socialization. You guys might have a little bit of experience with this because you guys are currently in the midst of going through a desocialization and resocialization process. Some of you actually have gone through this in the past year because many of you have chosen to stay at home and do school online. Clearly, you had to desocialize yourselves from the kind of rigid structure formalities of being in person, and you've had to resocialize yourself to learning online, learning at home. You've had to, desocialize, unlearn, if you will, any sort of dependency on a platitude of adults in your life, and you've had to resocialize or learn how to be dependent solely on yourself. I mean, your time management, your attendance, your participation, your success is solely based on you guys. Your book talks a lot about desocialization occurring in a total institution, an institution in which you can't leave, that you are there nonstop, 24/7. I don't know if I would subscribe to that thought. I don't know if you think about the school system as it is set up. I mean, it is relatively rigid and it is relatively strict. I mean, it is almost a total institution in the fact that you are there from, in our example, 8:30 in the morning until 3:20 in the afternoon. It is a form of total institutions. But when you watch The Shawshank Redemption, we'll do a great job of showing you the desocialization of the process that occurs in the corrections system, and how desocialization is quickly followed up by resocialization, right? Learning what they want you to do. And again, we do this in schools. In the middle school, I can't remember if your grade was a part of the web group or not. You might have been eighth graders when they started that program, but at Simley, undoubtedly, when you were a freshman, you went through Link Crew. I mean, this is the perfect example of desocialization and resocialization. One of the reasons why you're meeting with these upperclassmen leaders is to help you unlearn the ways of the middle school and learn, right? Learn the ways similar of the high school. And if you're going off to school next year, I mean, there's a reason why colleges do orientation. What has changed as a result of COVID is the presence of overnight orientations. Well, when I graduated high school 20 years ago, orientation was a 3-day experience in which you spent the night. You had to check in by 9 o'clock in the morning, and you didn't get to leave for 3 days until 72 hours later at 9 o'clock in the morning. You lived in the dorms. You went to the mess halls. You had campus guides, campus leaders, and you kind of just went through the process. And again, it was the unlearning of what you had learned as a high school student, and is a relearning of what's going to be expected of you and how to be successful in college. Another thing that you're probably going through right now, because you guys are transitioning out of high school and going off on your own, as many of you may be experiencing anticipatory socialization. You know that there is a change coming to your life. You're going through this rite of passage from, kind of being monitored and guided by your parents, and being, released into the world to do your own thing in some way, shape, or form. You are leaving Simley, you are leaving Inver Grove Heights, maybe for the first time and the last time. You may find yourself feeling these urges and needs to hang around your friends as much as possible, your reference groups, those people with whom you identify most. You may be trying to hold on to them and be around them as much as possible, because you know that in, what do we got, 2 weeks left? 2 weeks left. Everyone's going their separate ways. The very same time, if you're not feeling the incessant need to be around your friends with whom you've had relationships for a long period, you may be finding out that your reference groups are changing. You may not be associating so much anymore with your friends, but you may be associating yourself with those who are going down the same pathway: a trade school, a 2-year school, a 4-year school, moving out of state. You might find yourself drifting towards those people because, one, you identify with them, but two, again, you know that you are going through a rite of passage, you are going through a life change. You're looking for these people for support or information. Maybe they know something that you don't. But again, it's all this process. And again, when we talk about socialization, we learn from others, we learn from transmission, we learn from being around people. So if you're feeling any of those or if you're having any of those feelings or behaviors, it's obviously pretty well related to this. Better than I can explain it, you guys can see it for yourself. You can analyze in the most human form in a movie. So we're going to watch the video and complete the video guide on the Shawshank Redemption. I'm going to open up the assignment here. You're going to open up the link, which will take you to a folder that I have in Google. So you'll have access to it. There it goes. It's playing. It might take a little bit to upload because it is a 2.5-hour movie. If I'm not mistaken, you should have the ability to download it. Perhaps it's best to watch it on your phone because that may have higher speed. But it will probably take a second to load up. Be patient. While you're watching the movie, here it goes. Such a fantastic opening. But while you're watching the movie, you will have a video guide that completes. It's a simple Word document where you're going to be looking for examples of things like resocialization and desocialization, and who is successful and unsuccessful at the processes of dual resocialization or desocialization. Again, this assignment is not going to be due for a couple of days. I've given you the rest of the week. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've given you a couple of days next week. Yeah, this will be due on Thursday, June 1st. That'll be our last synchronous meeting. That'll be the day that I also open up the final after we do a brief review. And you guys can get that wrapped up, because I believe most of you are seniors. You can get this wrapped up before you do your senior activities on Friday, June 2nd. So that is all I have for you guys. I appreciate your flexibility while I've been gone for golf so often. trying to cram in an 8-week season into 4 weeks in the month of May is obviously a difficult thing, not ideal. But if you have a question, shoot me an email this week. Again, we can meet on Friday if you desire, since you're asynchronous the entire time. I'll be available 9:30 to 9:55 that day. Hope you're all doing well. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, and let us not forget those Spartans.